guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a really long time since I uploaded a video about my heart, and it's just gotten to the point where it's like, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do it? When is a good day? There's never a good day. So I just finally decided that today's the day. I've been getting a lot of comments from people going through this and commenting on my main video about having heart palpitations, and it makes me so sad because, you know, everybody wants to know. I kind of just like left like a cliffhanger, like no one knows what happened after my ablation, and I owe it to you guys to let you know what's going on with me and everything that happened during the procedure. So I was awake during my procedure, and I want to go into detail about that. That's the first thing we're going to talk about today. So when I was going in for my ablation, I was really scared to be put to sleep. When I actually went in the first day, my brother was getting the procedure done as well because he has a fib, and we both just decided to get it done at the same day. And it took too long. Well, it just took longer than the doctor was tired. So they went to the next day to do mine, and I was so nervous because I had already gone to the hospital the first day. So I was like ready to go, prepared myself, and then they're like, no, you're gonna go home because the doctor can't do 2 procedures in one day and it's just gonna be too crazy. So I went home, freaked out, went back the next day, and when I was wheeled into the room, like, let me just tell you, I was so close to canceling this procedure. Like, I was so scared, and I literally just wanted to like run off of the table and just like leave. I'm like, I don't have a good feeling about this. Like, something bad's gonna happen. So I was wheeled back, and I just remember it was just the scariest feeling in my entire life. And I did not want to get put to sleep. I was so afraid of dying, like something wrong happening, because, you know, anything can happen. It wasn't like a surgery, but it's still a procedure and anything can go wrong. So I just remember being really scared, and I remember there was a nurse in there, and she was like getting ready to like put me to sleep, and all of a sudden I was like, no, please don't put me to sleep. And she was like, what? And I'm like, is there any way possible that I can stay awake during this procedure? And she kind of looked at the cardiologist that was going to be doing it, and she's like, let me talk to him and find out. So she's like, doctor, is there any way that Jenna can stay awake during this procedure? And he's like, and he knows me, and he knows like I'm crazy and I worry all the time. And he's like, Jenna, the best thing for you is going to be put asleep during this, but if you want to be awake, you can be awake. And I was like, I want to be awake. So she basically told me that she was going to start administering some medicine that was going to make me feel like I'm having like a couple glasses of wine. And I said, that's fine as long as I'm awake. If you get this procedure done, let me just tell you, get put asleep. Because when I started getting like the fluids in me and everything, the first thing that came is that I had to go to the bathroom. And I remember telling them I have to go to the bathroom. And when you're laying down, I don't know if it's just me, but there's like no comfortable way to like go to the bathroom when you're laying down. And I remember being like, okay, I have to pee. And they put this little like, you know, bedpan underneath me, and they were like, okay, go to the bathroom. And I'm like, I can't, like, I just couldn't go. Anyways, I kept trying and I realized that I couldn't go, and it was seriously the most uncomfortable feeling in the entire world. At that point, I'm like, okay, I just want to get put to sleep. Okay, so I had to like take a break for a second. First of all, I'm like the worst storyteller ever, so just have to bear with me, but let's get past having to go to the bathroom. So that feeling was like super uncomfortable. And like I said before, if you have this procedure done, I would definitely get put to sleep. But besides that feeling, eventually I was able to go. So let's just move past that. When they were doing the procedure, I remember bits and pieces of it, but it's like it was kind of like I was put to sleep, but I was there and I could feel everything. Like, I remember when they were doing like, you know, burning the tissue or whatever, like I remember feeling like really bad heartburn, and I'm like, oh, like I remember even the nurse that was like giving me like medicine, like I would look at her and she would give me more. Like every time I would look at her, she would like give me a little bit more. And I remember like making like a sound like, oh my gosh, like, oh, and it was so uncomfortable. And she would just give me more. But there was a point where there's like this screen and it's like full of like colors and like where they're mapping it out. And they were like, my doctor was like, Jenna, look at all the colors. And it was just like the coolest thing in the world to see. I don't remember a lot of it because I was so like drugged up, but I do remember that. And I remember him telling me like, look, and it was cool to like be awake during the procedure. But there was also another point where I remember feeling my heart palpitating because it was going really fast, and they got it, you know, to palpitate because that's what they need to do to burn the tissue. So once they got my heart going, they couldn't get it back into rhythm, of course. So I remember the other doctor that was helping him coming over, and he was like, Jenna, we're going to have to put you to sleep because we're going to have to like put the paddles on you and shock you to get your heart to start like going back to normal. And I was like, okay. I don't even think I said anything at that point because I just was so out of it. And I guess my heart ended up going back into rhythm after, right before they were going to do the paddles. So I didn't need that to get put to sleep, thank God. I don't even know, like that's so scary too to think about, like, I don't know, think about them putting the paddles on you and having to shock you. But they didn't have to do that with me, luckily. So after the procedure was done, I remember my doctor, like I've never been like super close with my doctor. It's like a love-hate relationship with him because it's like he thinks I'm crazy and like thinks like I need to relax when it comes to palpitations, and like I get upset with him because I'm like, why doesn't he understand? But he's like the best cardiologist. So it's, like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. So I remember when the procedure was done and he was like, Jenna, you're all done. And I'm like, can I have a hug? And they all started laughing and he gave me a hug. That's one of literally the only things I remember about the procedure, besides him telling me like, look at all the colors on like the board. And I was looking at that. But that's one of the few things that I remember. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. The worst part literally was having to go to the bathroom and just that feeling like I couldn't go. That was so frustrating, and I would have rather been put out at that point. So I don't know if it came to like the decision to like, again, honestly I don't know if I would be put out or not, but it was really annoying, that part of it. So other than that, I was really happy afterwards. You know, when you get something done and you think it's going to be gone forever, you get excited. And I remember my brother got put under, and I don't remember how many hours he was under. Between 8 and 11 hours, I think, something like that. He was out for a long time. And I remember he was like totally not feeling good afterwards. I, however, like after it was done, I'm like, okay, you have to lay down for so many hours. I can't remember. I talked about that in the actual video, which I'm glad I posted that video of during like the procedure and after it, because I don't remember a lot of that stuff. But I know you had to lay down for a few hours, and that was really hard. Like my back was killing me. I just wanted to get up at that point. So I remember getting up, like I think we spent the night there, and then I showered the next morning, got ready, did my makeup, and I was like, let's go. And the doctor came in like, oh wow, like you're feeling good. And my brother, when we went to go visit him, he was like down for the count, like he did not feel good, but his lasted a lot longer than mine did. So after that was all said and done, I asked the doctor, I'm like, can I have caffeine again? Can I do this? And he's like, all right, calm down. Let's, you know, if you're not having caffeine, it's not good for you anyways. Like you don't need to have it. So I was like, okay. And I went home, felt great, didn't have any palpitations. And then I decided I wanted to lose weight again. And now that I had the procedure done, I talked to my doctor, my regular doctor, about possibly getting put on a weight loss medicine. So I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it was phentermine. I could be wrong. So I was put on phentermine for 2 weeks. When the 2 weeks like came up, I felt great. I was losing weight. I didn't have like an appetite hardly. I had so much energy because that's like one of like the side effects of that medicine. I felt amazing, like super mom. And after I was on it for 2 weeks, I remember sitting in the front room with my husband and I got palpitations. That broke me. And honestly, I think that has a lot to do with why I haven't posted a video about how I feel after the ablation, because to me, that was like a slap in the face. And that was like, yeah, you think that they're gone, but they're not. And we're here to stay, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So I don't want to cry, but I'm just so upset about this. I had the palpitations that night, and I had them again the next night. They only lasted like 2 minutes each, which that was really different for me because normally mine lasts like between 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. So the fact that they only lasted 2 minutes each, both days, that was reassuring. But like I had to do like maneuvers to stop it. Like the first day, I think I like held my nose and like breathed out really hard. That stopped it the first time. The second time, I had to just like take deep breaths like that, really slow. And I've learned that that really does help. If you have anxiety like I do, and the previous times I've had palpitations, that's what put me in the hospital, because your anxiety is like skyrocketing, and then that mixed with your palpitations, like they're not gonna stop. And if they do, you're lucky. So I've learned, you know, holding my nose is a big one, and breathing. The biggest one I think is just taking really deep breaths like that, really slow, and like just letting everything kind of stop around you and just concentrating on stopping your heart from palpitating. So that happened twice. Got off the medicine, obviously, and then we were back to square one, calling the doctors, calling my cardiologist. Why am I still having palpitations? I thought this was taken care of. I know that there's chances that you have to go in for a second ablation, and I'm not doing that. I'm never going to do that. I'm frustrated that this didn't work the first time, and that's just not something that I want to go through again, so I'm not going to. I noticed I just started eating regular again, which, you know, when you get depressed, like the state that I'm in right now, you know, you're overeating, you're staying at home, you're not doing a whole lot. Like I don't feel like I just feel like I'm set back from doing what I want to do. Like I can't lose weight. I recently was tested for diabetes because I have to get tested every year from having gestational diabetes when I was pregnant. And my levels are the same as last year. They're 5.9. You're supposed to be between like 4.8 and 5.8, and I'm 5.9, and I was last year as well. So I'm not going anywhere. I'm like stable, but I'm close to being pre-diabetic. So that being said, it's really frustrating because these are my options right now. I can either stay on the path that I'm on right now, keep eating crap and not having palpitations, but get diabetes, or I can start eating healthy like I have been and get palpitations. So those are my options right now. The next step is I'm going to go see a dietitian again. I saw one when I was pregnant, and I'm going to see one again and see if maybe they know what's going on. Because when I say I'm dieting, like I did in my past video, I'm not like extreme, like not eating. Let's just say I'm eating healthier. I'm eating salads for lunch instead of Burger King or McDonald's or chips and junk food and bread. And then this time when I started eating healthy a few weeks ago, this was like the last time I had palpitations, I was like, okay, let me trick my body and try and have carbs for dinner. So I was still eating healthy during the day. I would have like Cheerios or like any kind of like, you know, cereal for breakfast, and then like a banana or yogurt. And then for lunch, I'd have salad, but I would snack in between, have nuts and whatever. So I'm constantly just eating healthier options. So I don't know. It's something with my body. It's something, because it usually happens like around the 2-week mark. I'm feeling great, and then I get palpitations. So I got palpitations around, I think it was like 12 days this time a few weeks ago, and that was a bummer. That was it's just like a roller coaster. Like you have like the high of like losing weight and you're feeling great, and then it's like, then you get palpitations, and it's just like back to being depressed. So I think that's why also I haven't filmed a video for you guys, because I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for anyone that's going through this, but I know that I'm so happy that I have the support from you guys, and I literally am so overwhelmed, like, and surprised about all the people that are going through this with me. There are so many people going through this, and I mean, I'm not happy that you guys are going through this, but I'm happy that I don't feel so alone. And that's why I needed to post this video, because there's so many, you guys are like, what's going on? What happened? How are you? Like, how have you been since the ablation? What happened during the ablation? And I just kind of left you guys all hanging, and I'm so sorry that I did that, because you don't deserve that after I posted, you know, videos about how I'm going to give you guys an update, and I can't wait to tell you all about the procedure. There's not much I can say about the procedure other than what I said earlier. I don't know if I would be put to sleep or be awake if I had to do that over again, but like I said, the worst part of it was having to go to the bathroom. I didn't realize, like, after they gave me all those fluids that I would have to go to the bathroom, and that was the worst part of that, because I couldn't, because you're just laying down and it's so hard. But that was the hardest part of it. And then the other hardest part was feeling like your heart, like, literally they're burning tissue, but to me it felt like heartburn, like really bad heartburn, and you're just like, ow, ow, ow. But it wasn't unbearable, and I think that's like what the medicine they gave me had a lot to do with it. You know, that kind of makes you like comfortable-ish. So it wasn't that bad being awake. Honestly, it wasn't that bad. But I don't know. I would never do that again. I really wouldn't. Just because it failed me the first time, like, who's to say it's not going to fail me again? To me, I wasted all of this time and money on a procedure that didn't work, and I'm super frustrated at this point because I can't lose weight and I can't get rid of these palpitations. The only time they happen is when I'm eating healthy. It's the only time they happen. I think maybe once it's happened when I wasn't eating healthy, one time. One time. So I don't know what that had to do with. Maybe I didn't eat a lot that day, but this is the only time it happens. So I'm hoping the dietitian can lead me in the right direction, and maybe we can come up with some kind of game plan, and where I can go around like these curves with the palpitations, and I can somehow like get through past 2 weeks eating healthy and not having any palpitations and continue to not have them. But I don't know. The last time it happened a few weeks ago, I remember, you know, when you're gonna have them, and I knew, like, I just knew it. My heart was fluttering that day, and I was like, yep, they're gonna come tonight. So I remember I didn't even say anything to my husband, because I think it makes me more nervous when I tell him, because then he's like really watching me during the day, like, are you okay? Are you okay? So I didn't say anything to him. And then when it happened, I was asleep. Sometimes I am asleep. Most of the time I am asleep, and that's the scariest part. You're like sleeping, and then you wake up and your heart's beating like 160 beats per second, and you're just like, what the heck? So I remember waking up, and I went into my kitchen, and I tried breathing, and it wasn't stopping. Like, I tried breathing really slow, and then I held my nose, and I think that worked the first time. Then it's never happened twice in one night, and I got lucky this night and it happened twice. So I went to bed, and I'm like, okay, like, that was it. It only lasted a few minutes and it stopped. I think it was like 2 minutes. Went to bed and woke up again. I don't know how much time had passed, and I had them again. I'm like, holy crap. And then the anxiety really set in. I never get them twice in one night, ever. So I was like, oh my God. And I sat on my kitchen floor, and I was like talking to God, which I don't do very often. And I was like, okay, like, if this is my time, then okay, like, then take me. But I'm so exhausted from going through this. And I just sat on the kitchen floor, and I breathed in and out really slow, and they stopped. So, you know, in the past, the cardiologists have always told me it's, you know, they will pass. People live with these all the time, and I'm just starting to come to terms with the fact that I'm gonna have to live with these for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to deal with this. And I'm getting to the point right now where, like, this is the heaviest I've ever been. And I know I said that in my last video, which is so comical to me because I was so much thinner than I am now. But this is the heaviest I've ever been. And I'm at risk for being diabetic. And and it's frustrating because it's like not my doing. Like it is, but it's not, because it's like the palpitations are happening. And when I'm trying to eat healthy and they happen, I just like spiral and I like go into like shame eating and like depression eating. And it's like I can't win. So I just think that like I'm gonna keep posting these videos for you guys, because I think like I need like a team of people that are gonna like support me and help me along the way. And I don't have a lot of that, you know, here. I don't have a lot of friends here. I don't have a lot of people, you know, I have people in my corner, but those people don't understand because they're not going through it. You guys understand that are watching this right now, because that's why you clicked on the video. You're going through this right now. You're having palpitations and you don't have anyone to help you or to talk to about it. Like my family and my friends are like at the point where they're just like, even my husband, there's nothing that they can do or say, you know, they're not going through it. They don't have a clue what I'm going through. You guys know what I'm going through. So I wanted to make this video today because I just want you to know that you're not alone, and I don't want to feel alone. So, you know, if you want to leave a comment, I will definitely get back to you. I get my notifications for my comments all the time. I will definitely reply as soon as I get it. I just feel like I need support right now, and this is probably the most depressed I've been in my entire life. It's just really hard going through this. It really is. And it's really frustrating when all you want to do is like have a healthy life and like lose weight and live like a healthy lifestyle. And my palpitations are stopping me from doing that. And I've just never heard of this before, but apparently like a lot of you are going through this as well, and you don't have answers either. But I can't tell you whether or not to get the ablation, because I don't know, like maybe it will help you. There's a lot of people that it has helped and they've stopped. My brother doesn't get them anymore, so I don't know. All I know is that it didn't work for me, and it's not something that I want to go through again. But I'm not saying that that won't work for anybody else. So anyways, that's what's going on. I'm so sorry it took this long for me to post an updated video. I think a lot of it, like I said, has to do with just being like depressed and upset and just not wanting to like film a video. But it's 2021, and I made a promise to myself and to you guys that I'm going to keep up with these videos. I'm thinking like right now, I don't have the monitor on, but I have a monitor for a month because they've never actually caught my palpitations on a monitor, only in the hospital. So I made a promise to myself that I would start eating healthy while I have this monitor, so they can catch it and maybe see like what type. I know most of the time it's A flutter that I have, so I'd like them to at least have that on the monitor. So I'm gonna start eating healthier every single day. And I don't know, maybe we'll start tomorrow, and I'll start like, maybe I'll film a video tomorrow and like show you guys what I'm eating every day, like what I'm having for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and just take you guys along with me as far as like showing you what I eat. Because I feel like a lot of people are like, this girl is starving herself, but I'm not. Like I eat food all day. So maybe today, later, I don't know, I'm not gonna make any promises for today, but this video is gonna take me like all day to upload and edit and go through. But I think tomorrow would be a fresh start. And you know, to feel like I have support from you guys is gonna like help me get through this. So a lot of you have went and followed me on Instagram, which I appreciate that too, because I am really active. I'm not super active on there, but I am pretty active on there, and I love like getting messages from you guys. So if you want to follow me on there, go ahead and you can message me. You can message me on here, you can message me on there, wherever, but I'll definitely get back to you. I just think I need a support system right now. I don't have anybody else here, and I think that might help me get through this. I just think that I'm going to have to deal with palpitations while I'm eating better. I'm just nervous that something bad's gonna happen if I get like too many palpitations. I don't know, but I guess we'll see. So I will keep you guys updated. I think that that will help to film more videos and stuff and kind of like take you along during like this process, and then like up to the point when I get palpitations. So I don't know, maybe that will help somebody. I have no idea. Maybe a doctor will see this and be able to help me. I don't know. I'm at a loss right now. I just want answers that I don't think I'm ever gonna get. but maybe there'll be like nutritionists that will see this video and tell me like I'm doing this wrong or this wrong. So we'll see. But thank you guys for watching this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. This has just been really hard for me going through it, and to be vulnerable with you guys right now has been really hard, and just not wanting to get on the camera. I don't feel great. I know I don't look great. But you guys deserve answers. So leave me a comment below, give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.